Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel by clicking on the red subscribe button.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will do photo paper reversal. I've done this before, but this time I'm going to do it with artificial light. In the past video, I've always shoot with natural light, what I'm doing right now. So this time I'm going to try to shoot with two 150 watt fluorescent light to see how it goes. I will also try preflashing to see whether it helps with the tone and the exposure time. So do come along with me as I go through all this process. Let's go! Okay, so today we have this simple setup, just a soft toy, a piggy bank and a box behind. I am using two big fluorescent light bulb to light up the scene. So let's take a meter reading to see if we were to use photo paper, what will be the reading like. Right, so today we are shooting with artificial light. These are two 150 watt spiral fluorescent tube. Right. I'm using ISO 3 for my photo paper. I am getting a reading of f5.6 for the aperture and 4 seconds for the shutter speed, right? So quite a long exposure. Okay, so we are shooting with photo paper negative. So I'm using this Arista.edu Ultra paper. This is OEM from Foma. I am using the RC racing coated variable contrast pearl. Pearl means that it's semi matte, not so shiny. And this is 5x7, so I have cut it in my makeshift dark room to 4x5 and loaded inside this 3 film holder. So for the first shot, I'm going to do a test strip kind of thing. So today we are doing reversal. Instead of producing a negative, I'm going to do a reversal to get a positive. Right, so let's go. I will be using this mechanical remote shutter release to do the timing of the 4-second exposure. Right, I have a recent video that I explain how I make this. If you have not watched it, please click on the link in the top right hand corner. Okay, so now we're going to do the test strip exposure. Every exposure will be for 4 seconds. So as we pull out the dark slide, those areas that exposed earlier will continue to accumulate the exposure. Okay, so let's do it. Right, so I have some markings on my dust slide to let me know how much to pull out. So I'm going to do the first exposure. So we need to cock the shutter first and then do the exposure. I will using my app to do the exposure for 4 seconds. Alright, so here we go. Okay, I will continue to do the same thing for the next 4 exposure. Alright, so the exposure is now done. I will process it as a positive. Okay, by now you should be familiar with my makeshift dark room. So what I have here, the paper developer. I run out of the UFERT multi-grade paper developer. So I'm using HC110 1+31. This is the Potassium Permanganate bleach. I will put the recipe on the video itself. I also have an earlier video where I talk about black and white photo paper reversal. If you have not watched that video, please click on the link at the top right hand corner. It is potassium permanganate plus very diluted sulfuric acid, which I mixed from sodium bisulfate. Okay, next some rapid fixer. And then this is just water for washing, right? So the photo paper have been loaded into this processor. So I am going to develop it for 1 minute and then bleach it for about 4 minutes before we open up for the second re-exposure to light. So let's go. So continuous agitation, although there's only one piece of paper inside at this corner. Okay, so I come back again when it's ready. Okay, so 1 minute is up. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pour out the developer back to its own container. So pour in some water to do the wash. Okay, and then now we can pour in the bleach for 4 minutes. Right, I've mixed about 500 ml. I only need to pour in half of it, and later I will just pour it back into the same container. Right, so I pour in about half the amount of the bleach, and I've started the timer for 4 minutes. So once 4 minutes is up, I will pour the used bleach back into the same bleach container, and because I have 500 ml, so hopefully this 500 ml will last us through this printing session. So 4 minutes is up, so I will pour the bleach back into its own container. So now I pour in some water to wash it. And then we can open up the lid to look at the result. Okay, I'm pouring out the wash water, so now we can open up the lid, and at the same time that will be our second exposure. Right, so let's open up the lid. Okay, so it's a yellowish paper, right, and now we are exposing it to daylight. Now you shouldn't see any image on lid. So usually I expose it to about more than 10 seconds of daylight. That should be enough. So I'm not sure you can see, but there is a very faint image appearing on the paper now. So I will do the second development now using the same developer, and we can leave it in daylight, and then when we feel there's enough, we can stop it. Okay. Otherwise, we can go for a minute. So you can see that the reversal has taken place. So sometimes I don't do any fixing, but you can fix it just in case there's some residue silver left on the photo paper. So just fix it for a minute, right? Then we can look at the result. Alright, so we can take a look at the image now. This is a test strip, so what we can see here is that this is exposed for 4 seconds, 8 seconds, 12 seconds, 16 seconds, and 20 seconds. So for positive, the longer you expose it for, the whiter the image will become, right? So we are looking at probably 8 or 12, right? So 8 is one stop more than the meter reading, and then 12 will be like 1.5 stop, right? So the next thing I'm going to try is to do a pre-flash of the paper, and then do the same thing again, and then we can see is there any reduction in the number of seconds that we need for the exposure. Alright, so this is a 3D printed filter holder. What I have in here is just a piece of translucent paper. So it's just a piece of tracing paper. So I slot it in, and I'm going to do a pre-fresh of my photo paper. And what I will do is that I will close down 3 stop, but still expose for 4 seconds. Right? So instead of exposing at f5.6, I will close it down to f16. Right? And then we can do the same test strip again to see is there any difference. Huh? Okay, so the filter is in place. So I will move the f-stop to 3 stop down and then cut the shutter. I will expose it for 4 seconds. That is what we meter, right? So now I'm going to remove the filter and then do the proper exposure. Okay, so this is the result of the pre-fresh. Right, so I pre-fresh 3 stop down from what we meter. That means f16 at 4 seconds instead of the what we meter, which is f5.6 at which is 3 stop away from what we meter at f5.6. Huh? So we can compare the result pre-fresh versus no pre-fresh. I think there's slight lifting of the tone. The one with pre-fresh, the tone seems to be lighter. The next thing I'm going to do is to expose for the whole scene. Instead of doing a test strip, I'm going to expose one strip at 4 seconds and one strip at 8 seconds just to do a comparison. Right, so this is the scene. I'm going to do one shot at 4 seconds and then another shot at 8 seconds. Right, so let's do the 4 seconds first. Okay, so the two full scene exposure are already done. So this is exposed at 4 seconds and this is at 8 seconds. Right, so 4 seconds is a bit too dark. I don't really like it, whereas 8 seconds is okay. I could try something in between like 6 seconds. That would mean like a half a stop overexposure if we are doing the photo paper reversal. Huh? Right, so I think this is a good experiment. I will continue to explore this. Thank you for watching to the end of this video. As you have seen in the video, I managed to do my test strip, my test exposure using the artificial light. I also try out pre-flashing, and I think both the lights and the pre-flashing technique works. I will certainly want to explore more, maybe to get more lights, and also to increase the exposure time for the pre-flash. Hopefully this will reduce the exposure time we need for photo paper reversal. In the past, I always think that I need about 2 to 3 stops of over exposure if I were to do a photo paper reversal. But in this test, I find that only about half to 1 stop is good enough. So certainly something to explore more. Okay, so do take care, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Hi guys, we have come to the end of this video. Please like it, share it, and finally do subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you at my next video. Take care. Bye!